You see, there's another thing I don't always mention, right? As much as issues come with the mind and the shit I went through all those years ago, I still have them, don't get me wrong, I live in a different world now. A very lonely life, actually, which I appreciate and I endeavour to keep going. But the thing also was that I had that ability to just fuck off, I notice this now in life. If I had a bad job, I fucked off. Oh, don't get me wrong, man. Half the people in my fucking gang didn't. They stayed where they were. If I wasn't fucking comfortable in any way, I fucked off. And when I got in a place where it was comfortable, I hung in there. It's quite crazy, really, because I can remember going to Germany 3 times in a fucking week. 3 fucking total fucking nightmares, yeah. I'm going to dedicate this video to one guy, actually, because I've been to 2 absolute fuck-ups, yeah, where within a few days, I will explain it, because the first one was, I'd never heard this guy on the phone mention the fact that every Sunday there were Mormons and that we all went to church. Well, that wasn't my scene, man. I went out with a mate, and as soon as that happened, like, we couldn't join in that crew, man. It was like almost I have a great fucking appreciation of Mormons. I use their website all the time for my FamilySearch.com. Cheap as you can. Free. FamilySearch.com by the Mormons. Don't pay a fucking penny. But, you know what I mean? It was a bad week. Fucking jobs. There was no phones about then. There was no fucking, fucking emails. You rang a fucking job out of the newspaper like the Star or the Sun. You arrived out there. If it fucked up, you fucked up. You went home by ferry, whichever way you could go back, and then tried another one. But then I fucking ended up like, I found a local guy I knew, Andy Evans. Rest in peace, brother, man. What a man. Yeah. A young man. Fucking hell. Well. Yeah, Andy died last year. Andy would have been in his 50s, if that. At the end of his life, he was very, very affluent. Everything he needed in life. But I've been told off one person, and I don't quote me on this, but he was a friend of his, that he basically drunk himself to death. Now, you see, Andy was totally different than most of us. Then I started this video with, about confidence. He didn't even fucking go down that line. It almost seemed to pour out of him. Huh? Well, me and my mates were ringing phone numbers in the fucking Daily Star of the Sun, looking for jobs arriving in Germany, finding that fuck all existed, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And he was doing the opposite. And he was impressed and going down to the local university, getting in touch with like German students who had parents at home, employing them to actually email firms and companies who needed workers, brickies, joiners, plasterers, labourers, and asking their mum and dad to send him all the yellow pages back. So then Andy would get his mate, he was paying a decent fucking wage for a young student to email all these companies asking for, shall we call them, whatever you want to call it, people you needed, brickies, plasterers and all that, like I said. That is the difference in life, isn't it? Of what we want and what we expect. I forgot what the fuck I'm talking about, but at 67, I personally think that should be fucking appreciated. I'm getting to the age now where my grandparents went. Parents lived a bit longer, but what a fucking struggle. You know what I mean? Motor neurons disease and cancer. Fuck that, man. I won't be going through that, man. I might film mine live on here. I might be hanging from a fucking No, seriously. Do I see a change in me? My mind says to me, I see a massive change in me. I see a change you can only see at my age. The actual difference between life when I was in my 40s, even 50s, compared to now is incomprehensible. I seriously mean that. I sat on cricket grounds with my 15-year-old son and asked IT experts, will we ever be able to film matches at the same time as we watch them? And he laughed at me. These are people now retired, very wealthy, living a life of luxury. Because the simple fact was, the old days where I live in the Lake District where you built a stone wall to make a fucking living and came down at night and got a couple of hours skip a fucking bowl of broth and a couple of fucking ales, changed dramatically, didn't they? To the times when I was brought up doing a milk round, fucking about, going to school, learning fuck all really, but religious shite, unless you were actually let's say, dedicated to a specific subject. Yeah, you were just used and abused and directed in a way you weren't. But the best of it is, out of all of it, I look back now and it's difficult to actually fucking see who did all right. The only ones who did all right were the all right jackers. The ones who were all right in the first place. I'm not saying the ones who had the nice easy touches, because that's not a fucking, that can fuck your head in. As much as I said before. You know, when you didn't have a fucking pop to pussy, you know, you were wearing your Armani suit one week. Sat behind the desk all day, mate, doing the job you didn't want to do, mate. It must have been fucking soul destroying, man. Some of mine all look like they come out of fucking Belson. Well, you see, you've always got a choice. And I chose to run most times. Not run from fear. Run from the simple fact that I didn't want tethering. But like a wild horse, you probably don't know what the fuck I'm on about it. I don't know what the fuck you're on about. Because today, it's an incredibly different fucking world out there. I can't believe how quickly it's changed. I don't know whether I'll ever post this video. Because it's just me pissed on a Wednesday afternoon. Do you know what I mean? Most of you will probably look at that and think, we don't get pissed on Wednesday afternoon. And some will say we get pissed on a Monday morning. And the Germans I work with got pissed every day, all day. I've had it. 60 fucking 7 now. And I can't really put the direction we should go in, because we're interfered with all the time by the shit show that wants. Oh, I'm fucking up. This shit today, man, I wouldn't even fucking bother with it, man. I'd have fucked off to the jungle.